Morning. Emails are still sending out. Let me check the progress. They're all being sent out alphabetically. It looks like Chantel is responding to like a Samantha and a Will, I think. So they're going to be at the tail end of it.
So mostly all set.
Yeah, I mean we're in the M's right now.
Okay. Todd, were you not aware of this program? I mentioned it a little bit yesterday, but we've been talking about it for a while here.
No, I wasn't even on the call that much yesterday.
Okay, but
I was mostly DAing you guys.
when I called you guys over at McClellan, I was mentioning how we're sent an email with a custom link. Remember that?
No, I don't. Sorry.
Okay. So Jerry, did you get a chance to explain to Todd what we're doing here?
Very briefly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did this morning.
Just want to make sure we're all aligned. We have a custom link for investors. How well that custom link's obviously foolproof because it goes to their email. But
Yep.
how are you verifying people? What's the process been?
So when
It was.
oh, okay, this is for Todd. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, I was just checking all the WeFunder confirmations of investments.
Mm-hmm.
Would try and match their names.
Yeah, match their name and their investment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Todd, are you like giving them badges, check marks, or are you just adding them?
No. Just adding to the chat like they were requesting.
Yeah. That's another reason why I want to do this link, because the link does all that. It gives them the badges.
Yeah,
It gives
no,
them,
that's
so
fantastic. No problem. Sorry, I wasn't.
I just don't want them
aware
to
of the
not
whole
feel like
process.
I don't want them to feel like that they have no action needed because they're already in the chat. The idea is
Right.
we hook them with, like I say, we hook them, but we get them with the email, and then that allows me to tie their WeFunder account to the Sircles account. And then when we go to like distribute any investor perks, now I know for a fact who this person is, what their investment amount is, and what entitlements that they have.
And there's also
No, that all makes perfect sense.
secondary benefits too, where if they're tapping the link in there and opening the email, it helps whitelist our email better, and so
Right.
it's a whole system we built.
Yeah, well, that's great. I would just after, I wasn't sure how people were being responded to in the chat. No one was getting any kind of responses, just questions and no responses. So I was just responding in the way that I only knew how.
Yeah,
So I didn't want to leave them. I didn't want to leave them just like people were ignoring them. So I was responding to them right away. It was pretty active this morning. I was actually listening to the show and watching the chat, and things are really active. So I was just trying to let people's questions not go unanswered.
No, that's good. I'm glad you're doing that. I woke up late. I finally slept in. It's been a while, and trying to catch up on everything. But in the meantime, why don't you still guide people? You can even DM them separately, however you want to handle it. But I want them to click the link so they can get the check mark.
Yeah, if you don't mind me asking, what is the process? So is someone monitoring? Are we just sending out a blanket email to all known investors and that's that? Or
Well,
is someone watching Maggot Army Chat and then sending the emails out?
we have everyone's email because if they
That's what I thought.
invested, they gave their email.
They have it.
So
Right.
that's how we know without a doubt that they're
Right.
authorized official investor. So
Right.
I wanted to wait because I sent the WeFunder update yesterday. I wanted to wait some time till today and have Rob make his announcements and then send out the next email, which I didn't hear Rob's announcement. But I instructed him last night to say you're going to get an email today around 9. We sent it at 8:50.
Okay.
Which around there, he's going to say you're going to get an email around 9 to with a link. Yeah, a link that brings you an investor chat and things like that. So I'm not sure if that's
I'm sorry, I missed it.
That's okay.
To give further detail, it's not just all investors, it's for investors specifically not already in the investor chat.
Right. And this process of these emails getting sent out, I know there's a lot of emails and I'm guessing we're doing it in a slow play, as not to get blocked or something. Is this taking days to send out? Is it taking an hour to send everyone this email? What's the process here?
Like an hour. So we have about 3,500. So every email is personalized. It's addressed to the investor by name, and
Okay.
the link is also unique to the investor. So every link is one time use, and it can only be used by, you know, the investor who's intending to use it. So like
Okay,
some,
I see.
because what I don't want is, we don't want people who are not investors, which I know you were doing your diligence in WeFunder, but we don't want people
Yeah,
to like start adding other people into the investor chat or distributing
of
links
course.
or something like that.
Right, which is why I wasn't sending any links out. I was just manually adding them individually into
Mhm.
the chat. Um, so yeah, this is so it threw me off a little bit this morning because there was even a letter or a message to Rob that he read from someone in the Circles chat saying, "Hey, I'm an investor. I want to be added." And he responded with, "Oh, you need to request that in the Maggot Army chat." He didn't say there's an email going out to all investors. So that kind of threw me off, thinking, "Oh, okay, well, let me help get this guy in the chat."
Yeah,
But
that's a
obviously, I
good
won't be
idea.
doing that anymore.
Yeah, guess he didn't. He missed that instruction.
Yeah,
Okay, well, let's. Do you want to message there and tell people the instructions?
yeah, of course, I got it, no problem.
Okay, and then take it from there and guide people. And there's again the benefit of knowing. There's all kinds of benefits. Knowing that they're official, knowing
Right.
that automates certain parts of it with the blue check mark. But also, I kind of want a count on how many people got the email versus how many went in spam or didn't get it. One guy claimed he didn't get it at all, not in spam or anything. But I asked Chantel to look into that and see if, sometimes maybe they type in the wrong email address when they do their investment.
Yeah.
Maybe he used a different email address that he thought he
Yep.
used this other one. That could happen.
Yeah, I think that he typed it in wrong.
Mhm.
I haven't gotten a response back, but just looking at it, it looks like he missed an R in there because I'm assuming it's his last name and not almost his last name minus the letters, you
Probably.
know?
Yep.
So I think, but I have seen it where people don't have a letter and it actually is the thing. But I have a feeling that's what it is like it was typed in wrong initially.
Okay, cool. Yep. Stay on top of that guy. And then I
Yeah.
want to know how many others just simply didn't get it or went to their spam. I kind of want a rough idea of the percentage because there may be thousands of people who actually have no idea that updates have been getting sent
Yeah.
to them,
Right.
you
Well,
know?
like I said, different email account, different platforms. Like I don't remember with like Hotmail or MSN or Outlook or whatever. But if you're looking at the web-based email, like I do in my Gmail account, which I use to invest in Circles, um, those emails didn't go to spam. They went to a an update folder that Google created in Gmail. So I
Right.
have these different folders that aren't spam, that are promotions, updates, and social.
But it's
And
essentially
so
a
different
spam folder. Like,
it's a filtered folder, yes.
yeah,
But there's a
it's
separate spam folder too. So if they check spam, they won't find it there.
that's
But if they
true.
look in those other ones, they can
That's,
find them.
yeah. Will you, we manage that? Just try and get as much info as you can and guide people
Yeah,
as much as
yeah,
you
for
can.
sure.
And yeah, I want to see if we can get the majority into the investor chat. We have
Of course.
not even a quarter of them in there.
Last time we
All
did it,
right.
we got 1,000 people in here. We should definitely be able to get another 1,000.
I would think so, but that might be the 1,000 that received the email.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if 5,000 didn't get an email, then that would explain a lot.
Right.
So let's find out. And
Yeah,
then
we'll
we can
do.
also try other tactics. Like we can start doing process elimination if we're seeing people that have been dormant for a really long time. Maybe we could email from a different campaign or something like that. Or I would like to make some attempt because what I wouldn't want. I've heard before. I've heard investors say, "Oh, I forgot I invested, or I didn't know that you guys were still around." Like because invested a few years ago.
Right.
They're not keeping up. They have no idea. And then of course they're usually very pleasantly surprised and become
Yeah.
really loyal users.
Yeah, I've heard things from, oh, I invested and never heard from you guys ever again. And I'm like, well, did you check the spam? And then they're like, oh, I have a few emails from you guys in here.
Yeah, exactly. That has to be a huge number of people. That's just for every one we hear of that reached out, there's going to be 20, 30, or 50 that just thought we disappeared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's going to be the people who are a little bit older, don't know how to check their spam. Maybe they don't listen to the Rad show anymore, and then they're kind of lost. I've even heard of people who have changed their email addresses, and forgot that's where it was hooked up to.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Well, Todd, this would be a good. You've already kind of dove in, so
Yeah,
it'd be a really good initiative if we can. My goal would be get every single investor engaged.
of course.
So
Yep.
we have a lot of room to grow into that since of all the email restrictions and all that nonsense.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'll check out the other platforms too. Like I'll double check because the other web-based emails like Gmail, Outlook, they might
Mhm.
have similar filtered folders, and I can provide some uh, instruction even to people in Magnet Chat about how to find those emails. Maybe I can help them get to those emails and get them to
Yeah.
get to those links.
Yeah, I bet you a bunch never even realized that happens. So
Yeah.
that'd be great. Okay, cool. Thank
Cool.
you. And thanks for
No worries.
getting in touch with everybody, not leaving them hanging and whatnot.
Yeah. No worries.
Cool. Thanks. All right, let's get started. So, hey, Amit, why don't you begin for us, please?
Yes, John. So first I went through the message which you sent me. So yeah, we are sending storing alert for the Friends Connect also. Okay. And now your next question was there. Can we hide alert based on the setting users select for chat and favorite etc? Yes, we can do it. Let me share my screen.
Okay, and can you remind me what you're saying about the Friend Connect? I didn't catch that.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
See my screen?
Yes.
Hi Amit, can you verify the alert screen is displaying all events like friend connects etc?
Oh, right. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. I check inside the code. Yeah, we are storing that alert also in the alert this screen.
Okay, I scrolled through all these alerts and didn't really see um, a lot, but that's what led me to the next question of hiding them based on whether I'm their favorite. Or sorry, if I'm friends with them or not.
So how you want here? Like I talk with Jerry.
Mhm.
So like this screen where suppose someone
Yeah,
switch
that
off.
would be one, and then the other would be within the chat itself. You know how you can change the setting
Hmm?
to only see notifications from friends or from everyone.
Okay.
You remember that? It's at the
Yes.
it's
Yes. Yeah.
in the
That is it.
individual. Yeah, so
Good setting.
that'd be another one. So like if I'm let's say I'm in a chat with 1,000 people,
Hmm.
but I change my setting within that chat only, and I only want to get notifications from my friends in that chat. That should be the same for the alerts screen.
Hmm. So you want to get messages and chats into alerts?
No, no, I was thinking things that might trigger a notification besides a message.
Okay, so
Let me think about that.
well,
So
get the all right, can you go to the settings
I
screen,
guess
please?
there's not a lot of actual notifications it would generate besides
If
messages.
For
yeah,
messages, we are not sending alerts. Like for messages, now we are not sending in this
Sure.
screen.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the majority are favorites and trust tips. I guess that wouldn't be in there.
Trust tape, favorites, friends, all those things. Following, those we are sending. Following also.
Yeah. I guess what about so trust tip photos?
Hmm.
Could that end up being bleeding in somehow? I guess not right at the moment. So maybe we don't need to worry about the chats aspect of this and just go with that other setting screen you were looking at. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how far did you get with this on it?
So like I talked with Jerry. So we required one UDFs from him. So like he will give me, so we will do settings there, and we will control that one.
So wait, we want a separate function. What is this going to track? I just want to make sure I understand this right.
This will
Uh,
prevent alerts from showing up if you like. If I turn off the, let's say
So see,
the
Jerry, this is a screen where we are. This is the alert screen for notification.
Right.
So
That's
John
the screen.
wants here. Suppose he want to see only favorite one, not other
So
alerts.
okay. So in other words, we want to basically make a duplicate of go back, go back a bit, go back to
notifications.
the settings screen. We want a duplicate of the settings screen, but this is only going to be for alerts.
Alerts, yes.
No, not
Right.
no. This will control the
So
alert.
okay. So
Okay.
here,
That's
suppose here I turn off a share one. So I will not receive share alert also, right?
That's
There.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
okay.
Okay.
That's what I'm on that same page, John.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Got it.
So the favorite one will be um
Favorite one.
the most
Uh,
helpful because like if you turn it off from people you're following, it would reduce a lot.
So Jerry, I want. I will ping you what I want.
Okay. I don't think we need anything, but let me.
We need it. Why we need it now? I will tell you. Just
Okay.
module common and alert common with this one. Store alert. Meter store alert. And save update alert. That's the thing.
I guess Todd, someone must have heard Rob say about the email with a link because in our investor chat they said I had no idea until Rob said something about investor chat. Thank you, Rob, for the email with the link. I'm glad for the email with the link, and
Oh, he got no. Okay.
so he must have. He
Um,
probably
he may have mentioned I missed it.
said
Obviously, I
both.
didn't listen
Yeah,
for
he
a
might have
second.
said
Yeah,
both kind of
yeah,
aspects of it.
yeah.
So can I
Okay,
continue?
I'm responding to him right now.
Okay, cool.
So can I continue, John?
Yeah,
So Jerry, I want inside this UDF user alert. So I will pass like some filter that will not return me alert. So currently it is returning all the alerts.
great.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, and we're certain, Amit, all of the all the proper alerts around Friend Connect
Yes.
and
Yes. Yes.
other notifications like the random ones like birthday, because I thought I got a
They
birthday.
want to check it, but they one I did not check. But Friends Connect I checked and I found it. Yeah, we are sending it.
I want you to check all of them. That was my question. I want you to make sure we're getting them for all. I know we're getting them for favorites. We're getting a million if we follow a lot of
I will
people.
confirm. So I will confirm that no, we will not miss any alerts. So only we will leave message one, right?
Yeah, we don't want message ones in there
Okay.
as alerts, but it's the ones that you get very infrequently that are the most valuable, right? If someone's birthday, for instance, or
Mhm.
the Friend Connect, those are super important. Every aspect of that Friend Connect, any notification that could have been sent, I want in the alerts.
Yes. So Friends Connect are sending. I said that.
There's many different ones, though. Are you sure?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I haven't seen. I'm gonna go back through them. I'm having trouble finding
Okay.
recent
So
ones.
I will confirm. I will also confirm it. I will do using filter. I will do that.
Okay. So, and again, all the little ones too.
Yes. So I will make sure every alert should be present there. Respect message.
Great.
Okay. And second thing, John, did you get someone get time to test that grouping of notification for reaction?
No, I want to do that now, actually. Um,
Oh,
Chantel, did you get the build 43? It's a new Android build, and Todd, I think you got it too, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna do a test with notifications grouping.
Okay,
I
cool.
sent a message, test message. So can someone instantly like it? Or sorry, reacted it in QA?
Yeah. Rob just texted me 1 second. I gave him really specific instructions to tell them to check their spam folders. 1 second.
Yeah.
He's got 9 minutes left.
No problem.
Actually, now you mention, I think maybe he did mention something about the spam folder.
All the emails are sent now. So yeah, John.
Yeah.
Everything's sent. They got to check their inbox and their spam folder. I see nobody posted in the group yet, but somebody should.
I'm working on it. I got it. Almost done. I'm in mid writing.
Cool. He might be able to make one last mention of it before he goes off the air. Because I bet, because he said tons asking to be led in investor chat this morning, but I have a feeling they have an email in their spam folder. Yeah, I let him know last night.
He's looking at his phone right now. So.
Who is?
Yeah, Rob. He's looking at his phone right now. I'm watching him on that too.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I said, please request that people read that email, and also possibly half of all update emails go to the spam folder. So have them check there if they don't see it. And there's a link to join the investor chat going out in the morning around 9 a.m. And then he said he read the update. It's fantastic. Already made a note to promote tomorrow. So he definitely, we were on the same page.
Yeah. Yeah.
But things get lost in translation. Okay, so where were we there, Amit?
We need to test.
Yes, test. Yes, the batching of notifications. You said you sent me one in QA, right?
In QA, I sent a test message.
Let me grab my QA phone. It's on build 43. I do not have a notification, so we're not off to a great start. But wrong account. Can you send one to John Test phone?
We need to do in group chat.
That's true. Can you add John Test phone to the group chat?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. I'm probably in it. Which group chat did you send to?
There is a QA
Yeah, you know what? I got the message,
test group.
but I did not get a notification. I'll send a message back.
You send the message back. Yes, I got a notification.
Okay. Oh, I guess we're testing in a batch. Like you should send.
Yes.
We should send like 3 at a time, right?
Correct.
What's the delay on it? So like if you sent one, when would I get the notification?
So the first question from the Jerry. So Jerry, have you set it up cron? Yeah, do we need to trigger manually right now?
I did push a cron job for the call this morning, so we can get that go.
And
Okay.
aren't we, Amit, isn't it only applying to reactions?
Reactions only, yes.
Yeah, so we have to test with the reactions only.
Correct.
Okay.
So let me.
Okay, so maybe Jerry, if you're also in this test group, let's test with you too.
You are there, John. John test phone is there.
Yeah, I am. I messaged you back.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but I didn't get a notification, so maybe we have a problem.
QA1 might be.
Did you get a notification, Jerry? That I messaged back.
I'm just switching over to QA.
Okay.
I am not in
that group. Let me.
I'm not in a test group.
I'm gonna get you in here.
Let me add you.
I already added him.
Okay.
Okay. You're now in.
Yeah, I got this notification when you added it.
Okay.
Oh, wait, what's this person that somebody just sent in the maggot army? If we less invest in 5K, will we still get an email? Did Rob say something about 5K?
No.
No, they're mentioning something about the blue check mark. Was that only a $5,000 or more investment?
It was one
blue check mark.
1,000 minimum.
1,000 minimal.
Yeah, and now you can let them know if they invest at 500 and they do another 500, that counts.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
which Chantel did that, and it worked for a lot of people. Okay, so Jerry, you're in. Did you get a notification that I added you?
Yep.
You did. Okay, will you send me? Oh, I see you sent a message.
Mhm.
Why am I not getting notifications on my John Test phone? I just onboarded and allowed him.
Let's try on my end. You want to send a notification? You mean you want to send a message to that group?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I received it. 2, 3.
you got notifications too?
I just got for 2.
Okay. I have none so far. Amit and you have both messaged a few times.
Mhm. And then we're gonna react. Okay, 3 just came through.
Mhm.
Real quick, is investor badge for anyone that invested, or is there a?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
And that's all automated, right, Jerry?
If you tap the link in the email.
Yep.
So I
Yeah, so
saw
that's another reason, Todd, for them, even if you manually added them, to still incentivize them to
Yes,
tap that link.
correct. That's what I'm doing. Thank you.
Great. So yeah, I'm not getting these emails.
Mhm.
I mean, did I say emails? Notifications.
I see. Let's see.
We'll take a look at it, and I'll go around the horn and get some more updates. Ismail, how you doing? Can we get an update?
Yeah, so a few things on my end. So first off, let's just talk a little bit about that bug with the text consistent or being there inside the share. I know you showed me how to do it, but I tried the same steps and I can't seem to reproduce it.
Mm,
Like I know it's happening for you, but I think it's just annoying because it's not consistent. So it's I spent some time trying to reproduce it unsuccessfully.
mm,
So I kind of just moved on for now. I had to have it in the back of my mind. I want
yeah.
to spend some more time on it. It's just like I said, reproducing it is proving to be a little tricky. It's not like I tried sharing. I tried adding a message when sharing, and I tried like podcasts, books, creating a new topic.
I thought you had
Nothing.
like a top level solution. Maybe not
No, no,
necessarily.
no. There's the for this one. I had like or maybe initially I had, but no. Like eventually I just had it where there's like a global solution where
I see.
it's not
So it's not something you can apply to that particular flow.
I mean, maybe what I can do is always force that flow to be clear, because I don't think we
What do you mean clear?
like. Do we ever want to save messages in that flow? I guess is what I'm asking.
No.
Yeah, so maybe I just always have it empty
Yeah, that makes sense. The share button.
because it seems
Yeah.
like to only be there. Like that's the only place that seems to have the bug, right?
Well, there was two. The plus chat button had one as well.
Plus chat. What's plus chat?
If you're in the lobby,
Okay.
button.
Well, they're both composed. They both lead to the same screen, no?
They do well. One's a modal. Let me double check. One's a modal. Um, the other. I'm gonna test that now. That's also a modal. Okay.
I
They're
think they
similar.
might be the same screen because I think we only have one composed screen.
Okay. Maybe you
So,
mean
but
to tell us
yeah.
if it's the same.
We have one closed message screen. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's a mobile.
So let's see. Let me go through a use case here. So if I hit the plus chat button, I start typing. Da, 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 da. My only choices are cancel or send, right? So Does it? Do we need to save it there?
I mean,
Oh.
since we're in compose,
Where
so
are we saving it? I guess
inside
in the
it,
chat.
inside a regular chat. So if you just go to like a group chat
Right.
on one,
That's where I'd expect it to see saved.
yeah,
Not the compose.
yeah, the compose we might not need it there. So I can just like force clear it every time.
Okay, that'll
If
solve it.
since I can't seem to find the scenario to trigger the save, because like I know I did what you did, and it looks like sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. For me, I haven't been able to produce it, not even once. So that's just what makes it a little tricky to kind of determine what the root cause is.
Okay.
Seem to be having a lot of those problems lately. Um, but yeah, so that's one thing. Now moving on to so yesterday I lost power for a good 3-4 hours. Unfortunately, they were doing something with the electricity. So, but when I came back, I downloaded the app, um, the build that we had, and the blink was, or that's when we refreshed the topics. It was a lot worse on the device than I thought it would be.
Hmm.
It looked very bad. So I don't want to go forward with that solution. Um, so instead of starting on target users, I kind of went back to kind of try to give it one more shot, see if I can find a better solution. And I came to the conclusion that I pretty much sure we can't get it to work without because here's the thing. Um, when we refetch, that data for a second is going to disappear, right? And then it's going to reappear with the new data, and that would cause it to blink. Now, the other solution is keeping the data cached and then updating it later, which would cause the tab view to break because it's not in sync with it.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, let's after a bunch of trial and error, I was like, why don't I just approach the whole different way and try to go with a subscription, maybe having a refetch. So I had to talk with Jerry, and Jerry had a different idea, but similar, where instead of using a subscription, that could get a little messy. Why don't we create a new query called uh, refetch data
Hmm.
or like topics. So what the purpose of this one is, so the problem with the other one is that when you refetch the data, it disappears for a second, then it comes back, which causes the blink. Now with this one, it would be a separate API, and it would give it a timestamp to just give me the new topics I would created after this timestamp until now, and then I can add that in the array just like a subscription.
Huh. Okay. Um,
So
that's the best of
obviously this
all
is, huh?
worlds. There. Is that the best of all worlds?
Yeah, that would basically. So the problem, like I said, the problem is with the subscription. We either have keep it either keeps returning us data, which would cause a lot of traffic, it would slow down back end front end. It's just it won't work, or and if it's unsubscribed, we can't get the data. So with this queries, we just call it one time, but we give it a timestamp, so it gives us not all the data, just the new one. And I would obviously check for duplicates. If it's already there, don't add it if any mistake happens, so that you don't want to get duplicates. So I would check for that, and then I'll just add it as if it's in a subscription, and that shouldn't break the array because it would add it at the end. It won't disturb the order of um it won't disturb the order of the array or anything like that. Um, so that should fix it. Now the only thing that um kind of worries me with this is that if you get a notification and you click on it, technically it's still not there because that query was not it's not called yet, right? Like when
Hmm.
you first land on it. So that's the only thing. So maybe um yeah, that'd be the only challenge I'd have to kind of work with. But the good news about this is that we don't have to retest everything like crazy because it won't change anything within the current flow like the other one did.
Well, don't we want to prevent notifications if you're in the app anyway? Like if you're in the conversation, you probably shouldn't get a notification, right?
Well, if you're in the conversation, that's fine because, well, yeah, you probably shouldn't to begin with.
Right.
But even if you did, that's fine. The only problem is if it's in the background. and which you still want notifications.
That you do. So you'd still the problem would exist even if the app was in the background. You get the
Well,
notification.
if you're in the foreground, that's not a problem because the subscription is there and it would just update automatically. You're good to go.
Yeah. So is there a problem then if you said technically the message isn't there when you get the notification? So if the
Well,
app's
that's
in the
only if you're in the background.
okay, so if the app's in the background,
Uh-huh.
then
You're unsubscribed,
yeah, what's the
and
risk? What would happen?
then you got a notification of a new topic, right? So you click on that notification.
Yeah.
It opens the app. It goes to that screen. Now we have to remember that new query I talked about.
Yeah.
It still hasn't been called yet. It's still gonna get called
Hmm.
because it gets called when you go back in the foreground
Okay.
to see what you missed when you were in the background.
Yeah, okay.
So then after that updates, then we have to do the navigation of the notification click.
Okay.
So that's the only challenge that I see using this approach.
I see. And that could carry risks with it.
Well, yeah, I still have to see how I would handle it.
I guess a
Um,
hard loader just
Maybe
to
it's not too bad of a fix,
yeah.
but that's the only kind of, you know, challenging part of this approach. Or everything else should
Well,
theoretically
yeah.
be
And
smooth.
I want to be careful to not add more complexity while we're still sorting out. For instance, um, I'm in one of the group chats and I got a notification, but I did not get the message until I left and came back. So something was a little out of sync. And when I don't want to necessarily add some of this other stuff because then we won't know what's causing what. And before we sort out there's still some lingering things like that. In fact, what do you think may cause that situation where the message didn't come into the conversation, but the notification was there?
Mm.
Usually
So
the
you
other
say
way.
it didn't come in period, or did it come in later?
It came in. I actually pulled the shade down to check notifications, and when I pulled the shade back up, it like fetched.
Oh, because you technically backgrounded it, so it refetched.
Yep. Yep.
But it should have refreshed when you first entered the app. So when you didn't get the message, were you in the foreground or the background?
No, I was in the conversation. I was in the app, in the conversation, messages
Mm-hmm.
coming in,
Mm-hmm.
and this particular one, I
Did not
got
come in?
yeah, I got the notification, but did not populate in the conversation.
Oh, it looks like maybe the subscription didn't trigger to
Maybe.
get it. But then once you backgrounded and came back, that would cause a refetch, which would get the data then.
Yeah. What would cause a subscription not to trigger?
I'm just saying maybe. I'm not
Maybe.
sure, but that seems maybe a high possibility
Yeah.
that it did not trigger.
We could test that. But see what I mean? I don't before we go on to because this next layer sounds like
Well, technically, it's separate from this because what you're talking about is connected. It's like in messages. That's in a different screen.
uh,
This is topics, which is a more top level.
okay, even though the topics are in messages.
Well, yeah, but you can think of the topics are the child, like where that one's the parent. So
Okay.
they're two different screens. Like when I would look at this code, I would look at two different screens. One would be inside the one I'm working on now. The other one would be on a screen under it.
Okay. Oh, I guess I'd ask you that, and you're not worried about complicating or convoluting other lingering defects.
With this approach, it shouldn't be too risky, honestly. Because, like I said, I'm just kind of calling an API and adding it to cache, similar to subscription. So it shouldn't introduce any new problems, so to speak, or make anything
Not
worse.
necessarily introduce new ones, but lead us astray to not know what existing ones we may
Well,
think
obviously,
they
if you
got
want to
pop.
focus on existing ones first, we can do that. We have to, like you were saying that you didn't get that. I'm
Yeah.
saying maybe then subscription did not trigger. That's a big maybe. But in order to test that, we would have to kind of see if that's really the case, and I'm not sure what's the best way to debug that.
Well, we have a lot of testing to do around the batching these notifications. So maybe we'll get the last updates and why don't we test both? And I think if we're just in an active group chat, you may see it happen again. We'll just send a bunch of messages to each
Well,
other.
saying is not enough. We have to kind of have a way to reproduce it so that we can find out what the problem. Because like if I just see it once with every 500 messages, that's kind of
It might not
not
be
fair.
that infrequent. It might happen more. frequently.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, for example. So that's why we need a way maybe to either constantly reproduce it or a way to, if it did happen before, to kind of catch it via Sentry or something. I'm not sure if that's possible or not with subscriptions.
Mhm.
The thing is, maybe if it didn't trigger, it doesn't even throw an error. It just didn't trigger.
Right.
So that would,
Yeah.
and then I don't know if subscriptions how reliable they are in terms of like, oh, like I'm sure they are, but like, is there a possibility that they can sometimes, if it's very busy, can it potentially get overwhelmed?
What do you think, Jerry?
Repeat that again. Sorry, we get other things.
Okay, I was in chat, investor chat, and messages are coming in, and I got a notification while I'm in the chat, but the message wasn't there. It's usually the other way around. Usually I get the message and then the notification is delayed. In this case, the notification appeared while I'm in the chat, but I had to background the app and foreground it for that message to get fetched.
Hmm.
Could the subscription fail off? Is that a thing that we need to worry about?
Don't think there would be an issue with the subscription, but yeah, that does line up like kind of what you're saying. That usually the subscription will come before the notification,
Mhm.
unless we can get a debugger in there.
Okay.
We can get an active group going and maybe live get a debugger.
Okay. Why don't we do it in a QA chat since we needed to test the batching anyway?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's plan on doing that, Ismail. And there's a lot. Let's just thoroughly test. There's always little odds and ends that happen still. Like it's not obviously not flawless. Where it's the whole system is fairly new. So this will be healthy for us to do some exhaustive QA teamwork type tests with everybody rapidly firing off messages and notifications and stuff, and see what we can unearth. So what else would you have going on, Ismail?
Yeah, so yeah, that we can do. But I still think we should start on the other one.
Okay. If you don't have any concerns about muddying waters, then sure, let's do it.
Yeah, like I said, I think I see the two issues. They're not necessarily connected.
Great. Okay.
So I think we can work on them at the same time, so that because Jerry still has to create that new queer for me,
True.
and
Okay.
after he gets that done, I still have to implement it, and that is always going to be in a separate branch. So if it does muddy the water, we just keep it separate. Like the same thing, I kept this one separate, and now I'm
Okay.
going to get rid of it altogether. So
Okay. Okay.
um,
Sounds good.
yeah, so there's that. Other than that, like I said, I wanted to maybe right now, so until we get all this stuff figured out, because it looks like there's a good amount of back end work needs to be done. I'll go back to tagging in pictures. I didn't spend as much time as I wanted to yesterday on that because, like I said, when I tested the app, it was not good at all.
No worries. Okay.
Yes. So, but now I think I finally have a solution. And like I said, the other one is important. I can't just kind of put it on hold because if you have new topics coming in, you want to see them,
Yeah.
obviously, or else you'll be really confused.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's why I kind of went back and tried to find a different solution, which I think we have. So yeah, right now I'm just gonna go back to tagging users until Jerry pings me that he finished the query that we talked about this morning.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Good job. All right.
Thank
We'll
you.
Jared, just let Ismail know when that query's ready.
For sure.
Okay. And all right, let me get another update. Amine, how about your update, please?
Oh, yeah. Yesterday, we finished working on the new people finder screen. It was all done. It was included in the build. Not sure if you got in time to test it, see what's there and how it looks. Also,
Yeah, it's looking really good. Really good.
nice.
Lovely. The QR codes look a unique one each time. Is that right?
Yeah,
Well,
Like
not
not each time for each user, but every user has their own.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Let me check this real quick. One thing I mean, when you pull up the QR code,
Mm-hmm.
It's not brightening the screen.
Oh yeah, that I did not do.
Yeah, screen should go to max brightness when the drawer is open.
Yeah, that I did not do.
And it took a second or so for that QR code to come in. Are we caching that QR code
I
anywhere?
noticed that there was a slight lag on the very first load.
Because that QR code coming from an API call. So
Should we do a heart loader maybe?
That's my suggestion.
yeah, sure, I can do that.
Now it's fast every time thereafter, right?
Yeah, because it's the cache after that.
Yeah. You know what would be better? Not a heart loader, but like a skeleton loader. Maybe just like a big gray circle.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
That'd be better. Okay, cool. Also, when I swipe down on the drawer, um, I guess this is the drawer Ismail made, so it might be a question for Ismail, but um, I'd rather not have to grab it at the top. Could I grab? I'm trying. If I grab it at the side, it doesn't slide. Um,
It,
can
Yeah,
that
I have it
it
mainly
is
if you grab the little notch thing.
can that be applied in a larger area?
Um, should be. Yeah, should be possible.
Is
but
there
like
a property? Or,
but
go
like
ahead.
the body of the drawer is a list. So when you like when you it's I'm not sure how this mail like worked on it, but in this
Now,
case the drawer
yeah,
of the body is a list. So
but
we
the
need
QR code is the QR code
we-
part of a list?
about the QR code. I thought like the drawer for the show more of
No, not that one. The QR code.
oh yeah. Yeah, it's man, there's any problem where the whole thing is druggable?
I didn't include that, no, but that's something we can have, or I can make. So you guys want to make the whole thing swipeable? Like the power just makes the whole thing.
I think
Or
the whole thing, since it's not a list.
I see. Um, yeah, I mean, we can add a property to that if
Yeah, because otherwise you have to grab it just right at the top.
correct, correct.
Yep.
Um, so we can increase that area if that's one thing you guys want to do in general, and then we can make it all toggable as a prop.
Okay. In this case, yeah, for this drawer, maybe not ones that have a list on it, but this drawer, since there's no scrolling, I would make the entire thing swipeable.
Okay.
I have some issues to report about the suggestions
Okay.
as well. Let me post this. Names with emojis are getting cut off, and also if they're contacts, it's not saying invite. It's just saying follow.
I did not allow contacts on this test phone, so I'm not seeing that, but that's
This
good.
is suggest oh those are oh yeah, so I see what's going on here.
And then an emoji and their name's cut off.
Yeah, that was always the case with the. It's not only here; it's in other places too.
Mhm.
What emoji is cut off because of the text component we use in.
Can you send me a screenshot, Jerry, where it's cut off?
I sent to development.
Okay, let me check.
If you look, there's the tree and the fire. The very top of it is cut off.
Mm. Yeah. Where else is it cut off? I mean, I don't. I don't
Yeah, like the list of like I don't know. I've seen it before. Like if it's SLT,
It's
there
not
is.
an edit SOT.
I mean, it needs that name to have. Like, do you have the first name with an emoji?
Yeah. Let me double check.
I've seen it in another lists. Like, I'm not sure if it's SOT or the onboarding or the tag friends. Because like I've been working on that much lately. I was seeing it.
Let's see. Let me go to my other phone because I don't allow contacts on that phone, but let me check this one. Yeah, no, they're not cut off at all in the edit SOT or onboarding. I would definitely point that out.
Okay, because I remember I've seen them in like not in this
I've
screen.
seen it somewhere, but it was a place where I was like, no one's ever gonna see that because like it was where was that? It was somewhere very obscure. It wasn't one of these like core
Mm-hmm.
functional is.
Well, I can I know like where this comes from is like the text component. I'm not sure if you remember like the work that we did with the margin bottom, margin top, and all of that.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
but
it's
how come it doesn't affect it in the edit SOT?
well that's what I want because like I remember I've seen it either it is SLT or like I'm for sure I've seen it there like because like I've been working on those lists the
Hmm.
past month and I've seen like some emojis that they were call off.
Okay, because I'm looking at it right now.
Mhm.
I'll send it to development as well.
Um,
And I have many emojis on many names, and they're all good.
It might
It's
be.
a,
Is it the taller emoji? Oh, I see.
I mean, there's a really tall one there, a couple like that rainbow.
Yeah.
So, are we using a different component here? I mean, than we.
no, it's the same one that's being used in the other lists. Like it's the same.
Interesting. They do look more crowded on the drawer. Uh,
Let me see what's going on with the draw. The draw, like the most of the things that was on the draw, I kept it. I didn't change it. Like how we were before changing this new people on the screen.
you know what it is? The avatar is smaller. Um, I think that's why. So, being that the avatar is smaller, the height where the text would live, I think has a smaller area. Is that possible?
Yeah, possible, but let's see. Let me go there.
Yeah, the
I like
avatar
that
should be
phrasing.
bigger because the button is bigger than the avatar almost. If you look at the two different, like if you look at the SOT one versus the drawer.
Well, yeah, this is not the same list. Like not the same list component that's in the
Oh,
LT, but like like the core components of them, like the items, the text, the images, they are the
hmm,
same component.
I see. And they should have the same heights and stuff.
Mm, I mean, same same height, no. It's like we're like the paddings that we have here, they're not the same as in there.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we could copy these because this is good layout in the SOT.
Yeah, I can see what I can copy from there and how it's gonna be transferable to the screen.
Okay.
But yeah, I will look into this emojis being cut off. But the other issue is like you don't see a follow, you don't see an add button because I thought like all the suggested they're gonna be users, not contacts.
No, remember it goes contacts on top, contacts with emojis and pictures on top on the top. That's the
Mhm.
or if and I think Jerry would be able to verify this, but or if I let's say I added a contact through the manual add contact, that should also be on top because that's
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. I made it in mind with that it's all
we could
gonna.
test that actually. I could test that here. Right. Let's see if so. Yeah, I did not allow contacts. Let me add a contact and make sure that works. Let's see. I can do. Let me do a test number. Todd, do you have a test number I can add?
Yeah. In QA.
Yeah,
Yeah. It is 279
got it.
250 7248.
Okay. That add contact button is still showing up after 3 digits. I mean, maybe
Uh,
you were
because
gonna.
you stop typing,
Yeah.
and yeah, after three digits, now we did the call
Mhm.
with only 3 digits, and there was like no phone number, of course, with it. And that's why you see,
Maybe we should wait until there's 10 digits.
I can do that. Like always 10.
Yeah, Jerry, where are there phone numbers that are less than 10 digits?
Some countries have a 9-digit number.
Do we allow those countries?
I believe so. I have to
Mhm.
ones there are.
I bet at the moment though we don't need to worry about it. I'd rather sacrifice that group for the larger group that will accidentally only type 9 numbers
Mhm.
and think they typed all 10 because it's human error. You know, it's hard to tell that you missed a digit somewhere.
If we have the country selector,
Oh, that's true. We need that too.
country selector, we know how long the phone numbers would be.
That's true. So when we do get the country selector, I mean, maybe we can. What I wouldn't want to do though is show that add contact until they got to the correct number of digits.
For me, I will just like have that number to be go through a function that's gonna validate whether this is a phone number or not. We use like an external library that's gonna helps us with that. It
Okay.
just validates the format, not whether actually it's a valid phone number or not. Just like the format is it of it.
Mhm.
If it's so, yeah. If that which
That would
is
work. And that'll be based also on the country code. It'll know
when we're gonna do the country code, yeah.
all that format based on it. Okay, cool. Yeah, that works. Um, okay, so yeah, this user is in Circles. Um, let's see. Let me try one. Todd, do you have one that's not in Circles yet?
No, they're all in circles right now. I haven't
Okay,
posted a
let me
number.
make up. Let me just make up a number then. We did not find them. Would you like to add and invite them? Okay, it's not pre-populating the field yet. Also on the web view, if I add a phone number,
Oh, that's what you
yeah, remember we were gonna. If
You're
I try to add a contact, I want that phone number to come over.
correct. So we're passing a parameter now.
yeah, it's called phone.
Okay, let me do that.
Okay, let me know when you deploy it. I'll wait.
Okay, this may take like at a minimum 15 minutes. So
Oh, really? All right, I don't want to wait.
it's not a quick deploy.
Okay, no worries. Let me know when it's ready then.
Mhm.
Okay, let me do it the regular way. Okay.
I don't see the country selector on here.
It's not on there yet.
Okay.
I forgot what I'm doing here. So I'm adding this contact. Invalid phone number. All right. Well, at least that's working. I made up a number that's not valid. Let me try something else. Um, can we clear one of Todd's test phones out like it never existed?
Uh, sure.
Yeah, Todd, why don't you send Jerry a number you want to do a fresh install on?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay,
Right now.
and then send me that number too.
You got it.
Okay, because I'm having trouble adding a contact because if I make up a number, it's like these are invalid numbers, and then
Oh, right.
everybody I know is in Circles.
Okay.
I can't test.
let's see. Okay, Jerry just sent it to you.
Okay.
Install.
While we're doing that, I mean, let's see what else. You're gonna increase some of the size padding and stuff on this
Yeah, to
screen.
fix the emojis being cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And then skeleton loader on QR code.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I guess Ismail's gonna change. He's gonna add a property for the drawer.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you have to wait for that to apply it, right?
Uh, I would not apply. Like when Ismail is working on it, I can either like go and toggle that prop where it needs to be, or he can do it. It's gonna be just a one line change from my end. So once he done it, you can know. It's gonna be
Okay, will it apply to every drawer that he did?
that's for Ismail how it's gonna do it.
Yeah, Ismail.
No, it would just be a prop. It would by default be false. Only if you toggle it to true, it would affect it. So, no.
So on a per screen basis.
Yeah. It's also only if you trigger it, it would be there. If you don't trigger it, it'll just behave the way you always did.
Okay. Okay, cool. Let Amine know when it's ready.
Sure.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so let's see what else did you have going on, Amine?
Besides this, it was like some other changes, some fixes we did. One, it's like the message was missing after like you favorite, like after you favorite a profile and want to send you want to share that profile with a group or a DM. If you have a message there, it's not gonna be attached. It will just profile.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That
That's
was fixed.
that's in
Mm,
QA, right? I want
yeah.
to test too. Okay.
Also, we fixed the issue in the favorites by screen, like the list that it shows the like wrong relationship you have with that user after you scroll.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fixed too, and we just deleted it. Some like dummy call to action in finding like the entertainment screen where we do for searches. I
Mm-hmm.
guess not entertainment, but places. I guess yeah, places.
The check-in
Yeah,
part, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
yeah. Those the changes that were in this QA.
Okay. I'm gonna test the conversation thing. Okay, let me know if you get a message. Wait a minute. Okay, I know. I thought I saw an issue, but so far so good. Okay, did you get a message with the share?
QA.
Yeah,
Um,
it looks like it's sent on my end, so that's good.
which like you send it. I don't find anything.
Created a new group chat. Amine BL and Todd and somebody else.
Oh, I felt like it was only to me. Let me
Should be in
see.
the top of your lobby.
Well, yeah, I don't see it on top of my lobby. Maybe it's some.
Hmm.
Maybe it's another account.
Let's see. It's there's no avatar on your name. Is that right?
I do have one.
I know. I thought I saw one when I picked it.
It's the waterfall. I don't see a message. Maybe it's another account.
It might be a different account, but I do see it on my end. So that's
Yeah, if you close the app and open it and you see the message again, that's for sure
Oh,
was sent.
let's see. Yeah, it's there. Okay. Okay, cool. Um, I noticed some little odds and ends with that. Like when I hit this send button on the group chat, there was a spinner on the button next to it, but not the button I tapped. Just there's like little things that I mentioned on that flow. I want to go through it with you and polish it up. There's just some jank in there. Maybe we could do that today when we get through the updates. What else do you have going on that any top priorities? I feel like we're
Yeah, I have the contacts thingy to include the images.
that's right. Yeah. How's that going?
I'll just start working on it today.
Okay. That's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, easy. It's not quite a lot of brain work. Just it's like
And
some
what about time wise?
yeah.
How much time do you need on it?
Um, I would say like a 2 hour or something like that.
Oh, okay. So it's not simple like 15-minute kind of thing.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. All right.
I would need to collaborate with Jay with it.
Mhm.
I know like the back end work of it's done. Like Amit send me like the field name, but I might need something there, so that's why.
I see. Okay. Well, if you get a blocker on it or you get finished up, I want to clean up the favorite flow. And like I mentioned, there's like a spinner on the wrong button.
Mm-hmm.
Just little things. The text has like a little jank to it. I'll show you. But okay. So then, anything else to report?
No.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. All right. Wells, let's get your update, please.
Just to update, by the way, real quick. I told Todd to re-onboard with his phone, get the new user experience, and let's see. I think my friend zone was done.
Okay, wait, because I want to add. Did you wipe the number he sent? Because I want to add it as a contact before he does that.
Okay. The web view is still deploying.
Okay. The web view would be okay. So I can't do it just yet.
Correct.
But he needs to hold off. Is this the same phone that we're talking about? He's trying to onboard with.
Yes.
Okay. What are you guys testing with that?
What's that?
What is the goal for that test?
I don't know. I was just told to wipe a number.
Okay. What makes you think he's onboarding?
Remember, John, you wanted to test the contact.
Yeah, but he isn't necessarily onboarding yet, right? I think Jerry maybe made a jump to a conclusion.
Okay.
Is if the only thing I want from him is him to just have that phone wiped. That's it. Not onboard yet, unless he told you he was onboarding with it, because you just said he was onboarding.
It is white then.
Okay, he didn't tell you he's onboarding with it.
No, I didn't get any confirmation for that yet.
Okay, cool. You had mentioned that he's onboarding with it, but I think you were making an
Sorry,
assumption.
I told him it is ready to onboard.
Okay. Well, we're good then. It looks like you just jumped back in. Todd, don't onboard with that test phone yet. I'm gonna add it as a contact.
Go for it.
Okay. Well, Jerry, just let me know when it's deployed for the web view.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
I think. Wait, is this for the? I'm trying to see. Are we using different URLs for each of the WebView environments? Because I'm. Let's see. You. Let me see.
Also, I mean the country code, the country picker.
Yeah, it's on my mind that I did. Yeah.
Okay, cool. What did you reveal there, Jerry? Different URLs?
I'm trying to simulate the. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. Look, I'll come back to you. Let me get Wells update. Just let me know when you're ready.
Mhm.
Okay. Hey Wells, how's it going? We lost Wells. He said, "Be right back." That was a few minutes back. Okay. I guess we'll wait for him to come back. All right, back to you, Jerry. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the web view open just to make sure it looks
Okay.
good. Let's see. Path here. Okay, it's still going. Okay, so I tried the. We're just calling it phone, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's not there.
let's see.
Let me verify again.
Yeah, because I'm trying out the web view URL, and that worked.
Oh no, it's not phone. Sorry, it's phone number.
Oh well, that
It's
explains why.
yeah, the number it's um
It's called. Can you send to me how it is?
yeah.
A phone number. Okay, that changes things.
I'll be right back.
Mhm.
Hello.
Hey.
Jerry, one weird issue happened to me just now.
Mhm.
I was in QA build and inside my lobby, okay? And production message Never Board Club appeared in my lobby.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
we have to. If you want to work on that, actually, we need to make different Redis subscriptions, like for QA and production.
Yep. Okay, there's subscription. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I will make it.
Okay. Okay. Okay, the web view is working now. John, I mean, if you want to try the web view.
I'm you guys here? I mean,
I'm here.
I just had a quick feedback about the save feature um, inside the for images and pictures. It seems like when we save a video, we get a toast saying it was successfully saved, but when we save an image, it does not. So it's, like sometimes I click it once, twice to see if hey, did this even get saved? So just quick feedback for Amine to maybe add a toast for images if it's not there.
But okay, let me check if we have the toast there for the images. Yeah, we don't have a toast for saving images because the image it's inside a model, a React Native model, and the toast library we're using cannot show toast on top of the model.
Hmm. Um, then can we have maybe like a Lottie play or something at the when you click save, just like a little, it turns into like a check mark real quick and then goes back to normal, indicating that something happened. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, we discussed that. It just like we didn't like did it. We didn't find time to work on it. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm just saying it because as a user, like when I
yeah.
first saw it, I was like, oh, cool, I can download stuff. But I was like, I click on it, nothing happens. So I had to click on it multiple times, and I found like 5, 6 photos in my library. So that's just why I'm bringing it up.
I mean, did you try out the web view?
I think Zone is gonna try. It was gonna try that. See if it's gonna be revealed.
Is he stepped away?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to grab some food. I'll be right back.
I mean, just a quick question: are we using any libraries for like drag? Because I know we drag the what's it called, the circle of trust. We have some form of drag there.
Mm-hmm.
Just wondering, would that be a good like? Are we using a library? If you are, would it be a good fit for?
We're using the gesture handler. That's like
Oh, just a handler. Okay, so
yeah.
no specific library.
No. That
Okay,
was all made in house. Like.
okay. Just want to make sure.
Mhm.
And do you know if it's reusable? I still didn't look at the code. So just kind of asking real quick before I start digging in.
I don't think it's reusable. I mean, there is like a path of it where it's reusable,
I
but
see what you mean.
it's not like plug and play.
Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah,
need some changes.
yeah. I'm just kind of determining whether maybe I'll just look at it for reference.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me make sure before I start on that.
Jerry, let me know when you're back. I was testing that web view. Looks like the number populated, but had some other issues. Actually, maybe I could let you know some of them front end. Maybe not. After I added the contact, it didn't show up in the suggestions. Maybe that's probably back end, isn't it?
Maybe it's not refreshing when you back out.
I did back out, come back, and it's still not there.
Okay. Let's see. What was the contact's name?
Todd, test phone 7248.
Okay.
And then also the
I see it. It's in there. I see that the contact is there. So
interesting. Okay. Maybe there's something wrong. We're not using the right query. On a side note, the ticket had 2 question marks instead of his initials. I just sent you a screenshot of that one. And it also says like blank invited you to Circles. Actually, the whole thing's pretty blank. Take a look when you get a chance. But so let's start with the contact. You do see the contact. So Todd test phone 7248.
yes, I see the contact.
Okay. Is this list, maybe it means using the wrong query? Is this list of suggestions the right query?
We used the suggested SOT. What it's
Yeah.
called. Let me give you the exact
Yeah.
name.
What happens if you try to edit your SOT?
Let's see. So like that suggestion list? Error. Oh no, your circle of trust failed to load. That's weird.
That was weird.
I've never seen that. And my circle of trust did fail to load. Could this be related? The suggestions are not there. So a couple things to look into. First of all, why did that happen? And then here's my circle of trust did fail to load. Where do you want to start?
I mean, are you able to reproduce this with John's test phone?
I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to test it with his test like his account, but like let me check Sentry. If, like it failed, like you don't see anything, or you have like a toast or alert that says.
I got a toast that just said your circle of trust failed to load, and then there's just the avatars aren't in the circle of trust. So like the rest of the screen is there. If I go back and return, it worked. Could it have something to do with me adding this contact, Jerry? And the list of suggestions changed. You know what? That was weird. It was the suggestions. Oh yeah, we have some wires crossed. It was showing me my circle of trust under the suggestions. Let me share my screen. We gotta get this right. This is gonna be a mess. One sec. I have some theories on what's going on here. Okay. So let me get to the app. Where's the app? Here you are. This list here, suggestions. I believe that's my circle of trust right there. These are different. So that's weird.
Wait. So that's the rest of what we get from the query.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's fine. want to confirm that that's the rest that we get. But
It is because like what I do, it's like you see that those 7 there.
yeah, 7.
So in first, like we get 30, and I show only 7 there, and the rest goes in the drawer. So it's coming in from one query.
Okay. Is Johnny in my circle of trust? Okay, so do you see how my circle of trust does not have Johnny in it?
Okay.
Mhm.
But if you go here, Johnny, is there, maybe it's just because he's number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, maybe that's why. Okay. So that's fine. But anyway, the problem here that I'm concerned about, we have my circle of trust on top. That's going to be obviously it's slightly different view from here because we're not going to show my circle of trust in suggestions because that'd be silly. We pull them out. But whatever we're doing to pull them out of here failed to load these guys on top. And this list of suggestions had my circle of trust in it.
Yeah, that's what because we do that. We do that. Like so, the item that you the people you will see in the suggestion depends on what's in your SOT because we pass them to be excluded from the response from the backend because it was failing to load. That's why you saw them in that list because they were not excluded.
Okay.
I think the issue here it's like when the SOT failed to load for you. I'm not really sure why. I can't find anything in Sentry that's relating to it. Jerry, do you have a way to check the past 5 minutes?
Can you find a session replay maybe for him?
Yeah, let me go and see session base.
It'll be the John test phone. I give you the user ID 48667.
Okay, one second.
Gary, I have this feeling that it's related to me adding the contact. So let's go to that part, your part of this. Okay, so I added a contact through the process of, going to the number. I typed in this number. He's now there, but he's not showing up at the top of the suggestions list.
Wait, your new contact is supposed to be at the very top of the suggestions list?
Yeah, that would be across the board. If I was in onboarding and I added a contact, let's say, like maybe I only chose one contact if I have iOS 18, that would be the top. And also any contacts with emojis, those would be the top,
Mm-hmm.
which we were doing. I don't know why we would have changed that.
Well, I never changed how manual added contact would be in there.
Yeah, which we accounted for that.
Nope.
I'm 90% sure.
There's no code about like specifically the contacts that were manually added.
Maybe we talked about it and then didn't do it. Because like obviously if I add a contact, that's going to be the highest value
Well, one
person.
second.
Okay.
John, what's the phone number you using here?
916
916.
225 7616.
You want to try now, John?
Sure. All right. Except now this is a front end issue. It should say invite because I can't follow. This one hasn't onboarded yet.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the database has it, because like he did technically onboard from this number. Is that throwing this off?
Let me see.
When you cleared it out, was it like totally cleared?
No, it should be no user. So
I can't find any session replay that starts with 916225.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't find any session replay with this one that starts with 916225. Like for the past hour.
Let me see if I can find it. Because I'm gonna go off of the user ID.
This is QA. Okay, this is QA. Sorry, my bad. I was
Yeah,
looking at
it's-
section
okay.
on it.
And Jerry, is this your suggestion list? It's hard to tell where because you cropped it, but is this the top of your list with the people with emojis?
That yeah, that was the top of my list.
So these
But
should also have invite buttons, right?
that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
what I was saying when I sent that screenshot. I guess I didn't get to that part, but I know the emojis were cut off. But yeah, it's also not showing the invite button.
Okay, cool.
Well, the time where your circle charts failed to load, all
Mhm.
the requests like they were returning a 502 02 status like wrong gateway error.
Hmm.
Jay, can you look into that? I'll send you the. Well, this is GA. Maybe some deployment was happening.
That's possible. Deployment.
Were you doing a deployment? This was like 5 minutes ago.
I was.
Oh,
Okay. Oh man, you gotta let us know. Now we're chasing ghosts.
Oh, sorry. QA I was doing.
Okay.
well, there's
All right. So false alarm. All right. Okay, let's get back to this situation. So now if I add a contact, Jerry, it should show up here, right?
yeah.
Okay. And I mean, it should have an invite button.
Yeah.
Same with these.
Yeah, same with these. Yeah, work on it.
Okay. Okay, let me think. What else? So this is the screen record of that situation. Oh yeah. This is the web view, Jerry. Is there anything we can do to improve this? So okay, let me start here. I press the pink button. Then we get the modal, all that's fine. Hit the blue button, and then brought back here as though nothing happened for a moment. Then fields disappear. Then this guy rolls up. Maybe just like a little better transition after I hit this blue button right here. We'll play it in real time. So it's just a little janky. How come the fields disappear? This right here. Why is that happening?
Well, we clear it out after it's saved.
I see. The order of everything is disjointed. So yes, added. It would be ideal if this just popped up immediately. Is it possible to remove all those delays and just have this modal coming up right away?
I'll see because I'm sending I'm setting an event that the app picks up, and that's what triggers the drawer.
Okay.
Like I have to do a little handoff to the app. The app has to identify the handoff and then pull up the drawer. But maybe it means that we delay pulling, like we delay clearing out the text. That's all it sounds like.
The worst case scenario, maybe just a loader right here.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Something to just transition better.
Okay.
You want me to send this to you?
Yes, I'm gonna video.
Yeah. And watch the rest of it. I think the rest of it was fine. Let's see, send. Maybe not. Hold on. Oh yeah, after I hit send, I'm back here. I guess that's all right. Oh yeah, then I ended up back here. This maybe back to the front end. I should have some type of confirmation or something. After I hit save. Yeah, I mean, after the contact is saved and the user's returned here, do we have some type of maybe it's just better to just go all the way back. Like I want to have some type of confirmation, but maybe it's just better to come back to here with the contact on the top. If the user got navigated here, Jerry, that contact will be on top automatically, right? It looks like it refetched right here.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll slide in on top. That would be a good enough confirmation.
Yeah, I can take the user back to here.
And actually, it should say invited.
Next to it.
So yeah, like in fact here, yeah. So like this right here technically would be invited now.
Okay, let me take a note of this.
Okay. I think that would be sufficient. So yeah, because what happened, I mean, is after I hit send on the message, I'm dropped here, which is like, wait, what happened? So after hitting send, you can navigate back to here and it'll say invited on the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Much better. Okay, cool.
I'm trying to push a change that may make the process a little less jankier. But
Okay.
I'll clear out the text.
Okay.
I'll see what happens when it deploys. I'll let you know retry.
All right. Thank you. Okay. I'm trying to think if I had anything else here. I think that would cover all that flow and be very nice. And then that's false alarm on this. SOT failing to load, so that's all good. And this list will have, if I had shared contacts, it would have, let me just double check with you, Jerry. It would have contacts, my contacts at the top with emojis if I had shared contact permission.
Yeah, the same level as those that were manually added.
Okay, perfect. Great. All right, now we're looking really good. Okay, let me know when you're ready to test that other one. Okay. Okay, thanks. Let's see if Wells is returned. Let me get his update. Hey, Wells, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am.
Great. Can we get an update?
Yes, sir. So yesterday I pretty much worked the whole day along with Chantel. We're finding the wheel, the way we are exporting it, the way we're getting them there, and the way the wheel is handling some stuff. So tweaking and dealing with some stuff. Right now, the less stuff to do on the wheel is um the back wheel that for some reason when we export it has a black background, so it doesn't match well with our application background. So I did come up with a solution for that. I implemented it, and now I'm testing it in different device sizes just to see if everything works fine there. But my Android emulator is old regarding the latest app builds and stuff. So I am getting my Android emulator running again so I can properly test it in there and see if that goes. And if that's it, then the winner circle is ready. And there also were two PRs open. Let me remember what they were for. Oh yeah, so one is the circle log window outcome spring, and the other one is the profile spring trusted going above the header. So now it is no longer doing that. Actually, sorry. Now there is a fix in a PR open that once landed, that won't happen anymore.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, great. Yeah, I did notice this logo looks a lot better. Okay, great. What was the fix you said won't happen anymore now?
Yeah. So remember the trusted title that they wanted me to work on, but then after I worked on, it started being above the header once you scroll. Yeah. So there is a PR for fixing that open, ready for review.
Okay. I thought Amine was going to do that, but maybe I'm misremembering.
Which one?
The remember the trust tip component was over the top of the image when it slid up as a instead of behind, like
I
a Z
think
indexation.
he fixed it. Like I saw like a
Okay.
PR that has the fix for it. As well.
Yeah, it's in this build. It looks like it's working.
There's a PR for that.
I think it got merged. Did it already get merged?
Yeah,
It looks
no,
like
that's it.
No, it's
Yeah,
for
it
review.
is.
cool. Great. Yep. I'm testing now and it's working. Good job. Okay.
Oh, great.
Yep. Looking good. Very good. What else going on?
Yeah, pretty much it.
Okay.
When I circle on those two fixes.
Okay. Okay, cool. I just see something here. I'm going to take a note of 1 second. So with the winner circle, what's the status? Is it ready for review?
Almost. So let me share my screen with you.
Okay.
Okay, so right now the winner circle looks like this. So for example, here it's tagged to you. And when I scroll down, I see the trust tips, etc. and the winner circle.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
So right now it looks like this.
Great.
Yeah, and this background here without the what I'm currently working on, it is totally black, so it looks kind of weird.
Oh yeah, that's weird, huh? So you just have to match the background.
Yeah, so I am working on matching that. We couldn't get that exported in a way that it will work. as well as some other export problems we had regarding other stuff. But right now it's all fixed, but the background. So I'm currently working on that. So yeah, I currently worked on a fix in there, and I went to see how that looks in Android. So I was getting General Emulator to run and onboarding again. So I finished onboarding right now.
Okay. I think the ring that the circles are sitting on is a little too small because like it's not intersecting. Yeah, see, look, if you look at the bottom of the ring, it's not intersecting the center of the circles. It's like intersecting just barely like the top edge of the circles.
Mm-hmm.
It should be a larger radius on that ring.
Yeah, indeed.
There you go. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, we'll do. And probably by doing that, I'll have to also adjust the thingies here for them to go a little bit to the left and right.
Yeah, a little bit.
So
Looks
they
like.
don't get picked up in a way. Yeah,
Mhm.
we'll do.
Yep.
Good catch.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's see how that looks in Android. So it is here, but it is like the